Let's see if I can get this working. This is the first time I'm uploading directly from my web camera. Usually I use my digital video camera. I have two major points, or perhaps three. One is the age distribution of YouTube users, and I'm a bit concerned that a major age group, let's say people from the being 40 years old and older, they don't have access to this technology. It's very unfortunate because the possibilities are great. And because of the sort of issueness of the distribution, age distribution, we get the concerns or the idea of younger people, and it's very much focused on the present, the lives of different young persons. I have put up, I don't know, more than 70 videos on YouTube, and I'm hardly present in any one of them. And the reason I'm doing that is that I want to make my life experiences available to my friends with whom I have shared important moments in my life. And since I've worked as an international consultant, I have friends in, well, I've worked in more than 50 countries, and my friends are scattered all over the globe. And when I started to put the Super 8 films, the video films, the first digital films, etc., I wanted to get them all into a digital format on my PC. So I started to do that, and then YouTube appeared. So I had a unique opportunity to share my experiences with friends and relatives. And my father was a movie photographer, and I managed to find movies he took in the 40s when I and my brother were born. And I put one from when we were celebrating Midsummer in the 40s with my grandfather and grandmother. And you can also see my mother at that time. This was very important to several of my relatives, because they were also on this film from that time, and that was in 16mm. So it's been quite complicated to make all these videos compatible. Now, as I worked in more than 50 countries, and I worked as an international consultant. That means that I've taken videos to document. Instead of having a notebook, I would have my video camera and would take shots from meetings, discussions, etc. And there are several things which are important, which I haven't not had the time yet. But I might mention that my daughter visited me in 2000 something, and there was a jazz festival in Stockholm. And Ray Charles, who was then very, very old, came and made one of his last performances. And there was also Monica Zetterlund, a very famous jazz singer who died a few years ago. So that, by coincidence, this has become an historical document. Another thing might be I was out horseback riding in the bush with my daughter in Maputo, outside Maputo, and we were coming to a restaurant, and that was owned by a man who had been Samora Machel's photographer. Samora Machel died in a airplane crash, and only 4 people survived, and his photographer was one of them. And it was very interesting to make an interview of him, and unfortunately it is in Portuguese. But behind you can see a very interesting painting on the wall, and that describes the anguish and hope of this former photographer, Samora Machel. I've also worked in Chile and was there before and after the military coup, and there is a document from that time, which I think shows in a way the hopes and wishes of the young generation. This woman is now working in Bolivia, so she has no chance. I have no chance of getting this to her either, other than through YouTube. So I think that completes quite a lot. Also, it is that I have two wishes. One is that to recognize the documentary possibilities of YouTube. And we know from, for example, from Burma and other places that people are taking videos and putting them on YouTube to document what is happening. And this makes our societies perhaps, hopefully, more democratic, and dictators cannot abuse the power as they could in the past, at least not to that same extent. I wish that my generation and preceding and some generations before me could have would know more about the possibilities of YouTube. The focus on the present of this of your video is explained, as I said earlier, by its use of young people. They don't yet have a track record to be able to show anything. And returning to my generation, we were traveling in North Africa on motorcycles in 1967, and my friend had a camera with him, and I've asked him several times to try to get the shots he took into digital format, because it was quite a unique trip we made during 3 months and covering, I think, about 18,000 kilometers. And another one is from when I was in the States in 1960-61. My American father had a camera, and I'm trying to get my American brother to get me those films into digital format, because it would be very interesting to see them. So again, I liked the video very much, but lacked the time perspective, the documentary possibilities which this technology offers. Thank you, and bye-bye.